What's going on, guys? Rob at 3STRONG. Today, I want to talk about high intensity interval training. This is kind of a buzzword within the fitness industry now. Everyone's talking about it. How they're like, hey, there's this new thing where if you work out harder, you get better results than if you don't work out as hard. It's amazing. We've spent millions of dollars to figure out that hard work is more beneficial than less work. Okay, so just want to start with that. But anyway, aside from the irony and the obviousness of it, I'm going to teach you how to do this correctly. Okay, so before, the old way was you would get on the treadmill for like an hour, hour and a half, and the quality of your cardio workout was how long you were on there. Not actually how hard you worked, but just the duration of time. This is based on quality of work. So if you say, I did an hour of high intensity interval training, your intensity was not high. Because this is something that is literally gonna last you, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes would be pushing it, depending on how long your rests are. Okay, when we're talking about high intensity intervals, in one of my other videos, I actually did it with tires, or talking about the Sprint 8 workout. Essentially what that is you have 8 rounds. You don't have to start with 8 rounds, but you would go 30-second sprint mixed with, a minute 30 to 2 minutes of rest, or active rest, which would be you are still moving, but the intensity comes way down. This is really important that you mix the very high intensity bouts with the low intensity bouts, and here is the reason why. If we draw this out on a graph here, and we show the line of intensity. So let's say we're doing a, let's just say 20-minute workout. This would be 0. And you're going along, and you have your 30-second sprint. Whoa, intensity's way up, breathing rates high, heart rate's through the roof, muscles are burning, lungs are burning. We are doing awesome. And then we bring it back down. So say we're on a run. We sprint for 30 seconds, and then we bring it back down. So we're going to walk. That intensity, our heart rate, breathing rate needs to come down. Because if it doesn't, we are already going to be, we're not going to be able to get the intensity that we need on the next bout. So we really want this to come up and down as we do those intervals, okay? If I don't give myself that adequate rest, then that level is going to go lower and lower and lower as the quality of our work, the speed of our work starts to go downhill. So we really want to bring it down. Although, you really need to have a big difference between the high intensity and the low intensity, like I just said, but that means that that high intensity needs to be high. Muscles burning, lungs burning, we're not carrying on a conversation. One of the things that lets you know if the intensity is high enough is something called the talk test. The talk test is it's the simplest tool, because we have our aerobic energy system. This is where we're utilizing oxygen. This is for your long duration bouts. We're pretty much I'm aerobic right now. I'm breathing in oxygen. I'm able to process it. I'm able to carry on a conversation. Everything is fairly relaxed. My heart rate's fine. Then there's anaerobic. The anaerobic is the high-powered, fast, intense energy system. So anaerobic is without oxygen. Aerobic with oxygen, anaerobic without oxygen. So there's a point where my breathing rate needs to get so high because our body's trying to consume so much oxygen that I can't talk. So the point that I can't talk comfortably is when I start to shift over into that anaerobic, high intensity, that high powered energy system. That's where we want to go on these bouts. So we're mixing anaerobic energy system with aerobic energy system. Anaerobic, aerobic. And that's really where we get all the benefits from that, is you have to go anaerobic, which means your body is desperate for oxygen. The breathing rate's really high. The lactic acid's high, which is why your lungs are burning, your muscles are burning, and that's what we want. So whenever we're talking about high intensity interval training and we're doing these kinds of bouts, that is the feeling that you want. You want to base it on the talk test and make sure that you aren't really carrying on a conversation. This isn't like, oh, you know, the kids are doing great and it's awesome and I just got these pants and it's really cool. My butt looks awesome because I've been doing HIIT training. No, that is not it. Maybe you can have those cute little conversations during your rest periods, but when you are working, it's balls out, balls to the wall, get it done. Okay, guys? So you can try a workout like this, but when you're doing high intensity interval training and you're doing those 8 rounds, 30 seconds of work, minute and a half to 2 minutes of rest, push it hard, bring it back, push it hard, bring it back. Okay, guys? I will see you tomorrow. That's enough. I've already talked for 6 minutes. It's too long. See you tomorrow.